After today's People's Choice Classic, I decided to have a wee look at the sprint. A lot of people were wondering if Sagan was leading out Bennett or if he was sprinting himself, so I thought the best way is to look at the final lap. So we're just going to join the race just as they go through the bell. As we can see, Orica are over here on the left-hand side. They've got 3 men in front of Ewan. We can see Sagan just at the back of the Bora train. Bennett's in front of him. Just tucked in behind Ewan, we have Luke Rowe of Sky, who's got Danny Van Poppel on his shoulder, and Team Giant are over on the right-hand side. Now, as they're coming up to the bell, you can see that Orica are now just getting squeezed out a little bit. Nice action of a man ringing a bell. And now Orica decide, do you know what? We need to put the foot down. Sky's moving up. You can see Luke Rowe just getting on the shoulder there. And as we come through the corner after the bell, now we're going to see Orica decide to come to the front. Can't hit the front too early because you'd burn out all your men, and that's kind of what happens with Bora. The other important thing here is the changing of position of Sagan and Bennett. So we can see Sagan is still at the back of the train, and Orica are now making a move up on the left-hand side with Daryl Impey. Kluger's in behind them. And Ewan's in behind that. So we can just see them coming in this corner. We've got the Bora lead-out train. Here is Sam Bennett. Sagan clearly is behind him. We've got Impey, we've got Kluger, and we've got Caleb Ewan. Now things will change fairly rapidly as we get round this corner. For a start off, it's a nice long straight road, so Orica can move forward. They know the track really well, and this is the point they're going now. All of a sudden, Sagan and Bennett have changed positions, so it indicates that Sagan will be leading out Sam Bennett. And on the right-hand side, we already start to see Impey move the Orica boys up. Luke Rowe's about to drop Danny Van Poppel into a really good position. It's a shame for Van Poppel that Owen Doull had to pull out of the morning of the race. He could really have done with another rider. So now we can see on the right-hand side, Impey is going to get the shout just in a minute to go forward. In behind Ewan is the scrap for position. We've got Mark Renshaw, who's on Ewan's wheel, which is the best wheel to be on. We've got the Bahrain riders, this is the Czech riders just moving forward on the left-hand side for Edward Theuns. They've got quite a lot of men, but they have been caught out of position. They're a little bit far back. And Giant also just trying to get into the picture. So as we go under the bridge, we can still see that Bora are in front. Now, there's only one man in front of Sagan, and that's where they've burnt their riders a little bit too early. They would need another 2 there, and they're going to pay for that at the end of the race. So we swing round the corner, and now we should see the riders starting to pick up some pace. Bora are still on the front, but the man is tiring and he's beginning to get swamped. He moves over in front of Impey's path, which he's not too pleased about. But now Impey decides to put the pressure on. We can see Sagan constantly looking over his shoulder, presumably trying to find where Sam Bennett is. He's lost him just for the minute. He's right behind him at this point. Now we go through the corner, we can see everything's changed because Orica are now in control of the sprint. We've got a Trek rider on the front. I think that must be Cône de Court, who's gone far too early. Unfortunately, the tree obscures our view, and now we get into a picture of seeing exactly what's happening. Impey's just done a really good turn. He's put Orica at the front. He's peeled off, and he's going to let Roger Kluger, making his debut, now do the final lead out for Caleb Ewan. At this point, Sagan is on the wheel of Caleb Ewan. You can't see Ewan because he's so small, and just tucked to the right of Sagan is Sam Bennett. Van Poppel is a bit too far up at this point. The lack of a final lead-out man really hurt him. Now Kluger's really winding it up, and now Ewan goes. At this point, Sagan is not really looking around him, and that's where you've got to decide if he's doing a lead-out or not. We'll just roll it on a little bit and we'll get to see what happens. So Ewan goes, real solid acceleration. Sagan goes with him. Ewan, fearful of people on his wheel or fearful of getting boxed in, immediately goes for clean air. Bennett has been left in here. He couldn't follow the move of Sagan because of Danny Van Poppel. Move it on. You see Bennett has now decided, I'm really boxed in here. I'm going to try and get free. And this is a good bit of bike handling from Sam Bennett. He just manages to squeeze his way out Sagan is still sprinting, but tyres here, and Bennett managed to come past him for second place. So, was Sagan leading out Bennett? I think it looks like he wasn't. I think it looks like both of them were sprinting for themselves. However, there probably was a conversation in the team meeting where Sagan says, I will go in front of Bennett and I'll do my sprint, and if Sam can hold my wheel, then good on him. But I don't think he was actually technically leading him out. What we can say is that Caleb Ewan is on great form, the Orica train is working well, and they are going to be the team to beat in the upcoming sprints.